Hey guys, this is Mike. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see which direction this channel is going to go. Alright, enjoy the video. Hi everybody, how you doing today? I just wanted to say hello, and today I wanted to talk about grilling a really good steak. The first step is just to buy a good cut of meat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. If you really want to actually get a good tasting steak, whether you pan sear it, barbecue it, first step is you're gonna have to put in the money and invest in a good piece of meat. You know, personally, I go to Whole Foods. They normally hook you up with a very decent piece of meat. Personally, I'm a ribeye guy. For my lady, she likes New York, so I got her in New York. Now, when you buy your meat, a lot of times you're worried about your seasoning. The seasoning is a real simple process. When you buy a good piece of meat, you want your meat to speak for you. So I personally like to just use a simple pepper. I like to use a cracked pepper. Salt. I use the Himalayan salt. And then I use garlic powder. Those are my three main spices I use. Personally, it's all you really need, especially if you use a good piece of meat. You want your meat to actually accentuate what you're going to be eating, so you want that natural flavor of the meat, personally. Now, once you get your meat and before even seasoning it, what I like to do is get it to room temperature. You do not want to be cooking a cold piece of meat. Reason being is you're not having an even temperature placement. You might have a cooler inside, so the meat's not going to cook evenly. So bring your meat to room temperature, and when you go to cook, much easier to cook. A lot of people make the mistake not letting their meat go to room temperature. A lot of people say, well, they're worried about food poisonings or bacteria. Trust me, botulism isn't going to set in if you let your meat get to room temperature, okay? You're going to be fine. All right, next step, barbecuing. Depending on your how you want to cook your meat, you're gonna just not really cook it that long. I'm a medium rare guy, so I tend to not cook my meat on the grill more than 5 to 10 minutes. If you want to know how to cook it on the pan, usually use cast iron, really great way. Not many flavors you need to use. Olive oil, cast iron, maybe 5-10 minutes max to cook your meat. On the grill, I probably only grill it for about 5 to 8 minutes. So I'm not cooking my meat very long to actually get a good piece of tasting meat. Okay guys, so the meat's actually gotten to room temperature, and I decided to season it up a little bit. Real basic, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and I actually added a little bit of red pepper, crushed red pepper. I wanted a little bit of bite to it. But yeah, just lightly seasoned. Like I said, you want the meat to do the work for itself, and you want to actually taste the meat. You don't want to over season these things. So yeah, this is what it looks like before we start grilling. Hey guys, if you're kind of curious what to drink with your steak, here's just a couple of ideas. You don't have to do this. I normally like to pair it with the whiskey or scotch. Right now, currently, I have Suntory Whiskey Toki. Pretty good Japanese, really whiskey, pretty smooth. You guys will really like this one. Or maybe a decent scotch, Glenfiddich 14-year. That's pretty good. If you're in the mood for a martini, this is a pretty damn good martini. The gin you could use to make your martini. Or since it's summer, you can always go with a little bit of tequila, make yourself a Paloma. Or you could just have like a simple whiskey, like Jack Daniels. I prefer Bullet over Jack Daniels, honestly. Maybe even Maker's Mark. But here's what I kind of have on hand right now. Trust me, I'm not a giant alcoholic. I've had these bottles for quite a while. That's why they're so low. Okay, guys, so barbecue in my apartment building is clean. So what I'm gonna do is head down here, turn on the gas. All right. And since I'm gonna leave it open, you see I'm hitting all the burners. There are igniters outside. I use the barbecue lighter. So grab it. What I like to do is shove it right here. And whoop, there they all go. And what I'm gonna do, I leave kind of everything on high for a little bit, just so I could get the heat going on here. So close it, and I'll give it a few minutes to heat up, and I'll be back. Okay guys, so you see the grill's heating up pretty nicely. I kind of like it to be around this temperature. I know that it's heated up. The grill is going to be nice and hot. So there we go. Pull it out. Throw my girls New York on first. Now I'll grab my ribeye. I'm going to throw it on. And I'm just going to let that sit in there for about 3 minutes, just like that. And I bet a few of you were screaming at me for it being so hot. But what I've been doing is giving it a sear. And that's how they look. That took me around 8 minutes to cook these ones tonight. I'll show you what the full meal looks like once I get back upstairs. So here's what the steaks look like, with some roasted potatoes and asparagus for dinner. This is the New York, which my lady will be eating, and this will be my ribeye. Tonight I think I will be accompanying it with a nice glass of Japanese whiskey. Alright, hope you like this video. I'll see you on the next one, guys. You know, I'm not going to say that again. I don't think so. I don't like that ending.